Hello, everybody. I am so glad you've joined me. I'm Sistah Modupe. This is Sistah Modupe's Raw Vegan Soul Food Show. We air every Tuesday at 1:30 Pacific Time. Please join me. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to be uplifting not on only your spirits. We're going to show you how to keep that body optimized. We want to talk about optimizing our whole lifestyle, but we're going to focus on nutritional optimization right now. So, from that opening song, you know it's 2016 and we're talking about being our best, living our best life, being our best self. And guess what? One of the things you've got to start with. That's right. You heard waterfalls. I'm talking about water and hydration. We're going to learn a lot today about how to keep that body hydrated and why. Why is everybody else saying drink the water, drink the water, drink the water? Okay? I'll give you one reason why. Young people are starting to get kidney stones. Come on now. Kidney stones? You young? My daughter had a friend in high school, and I said high school, and I didn't mean a high school senior either. She was in high school, and here she is with kidney stones. Young, active. What are you doing with kidney stones? Well, I'll tell you how you get kidney stones when you're young. You're drinking soda, and you're drinking tea, and you're drinking energy drinks, all that kind of stuff. The body has to have pure, plain water. Your body's over 2/3 water. You can't replace that water with sugar or Southern sweet tea. It's going to lead to negative consequences, and that does not go with being nutritionally optimized. Okay, so today we're going to learn about what are the issues, the difficulties, that you bring on when you're not hydrated. We're going to learn about different things to hydrate the body with. But remember, balance. You gotta have a lot of water to make sure that you're hydrated with the right stuff, right? Okay, so I have a book here that I love referring to, taking notes, learning about things like that. It's called Prescription for Nutritional Healing. And one of the first things they talk about are the 4 basic nutrients. Water, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. They're basic building blocks of life, right? So let's talk a little bit, let's focus in on water. With water, again, remember the human body is 2/3 water. If you're 2/3 water, it's kind of important, okay? So water is an essential nutrient that is involved in every function of the body. I didn't say a lot. I said every function of the body. So that means if you're just dehydrated just a little bit, you're affecting all the functions of the body. Let's look a little closer at that, okay? So water, what does it do in the body? It helps transport nutrients and waste products. Yeah, I said waste products in and out of your cells. Every cell is like a little universe by itself. So it has to receive nutrients and energy. It has to come across a membrane, get put in the cell. But at the same time, there are things that have to leave the cell, leave the body. Have you ever seen somebody stuff a rag in a tailpipe of a car? Whoo, that car can't exhaust. They can't get rid of the waste produced by that engine burning that gasoline. You got a big problem. As a matter of fact, that car is not going to continue running. It may even poison you if you're sitting in there, because those waste products have to leave the car. They have to leave the body of the car. And that's the same with your body. You know that not being able to get waste out of the body, that's a big problem. And remember, water is a big part of that. So understand, a lot of times, yeah, we talk serious about important things here. So constipation quite often is people not being hydrated enough to help the body scrub itself out, okay? So water is absolutely essential for not almost every function of the body, not for a lot of functions in the body. Every function in the body. It's essential for every cell in the body, every function, okay? So it helps, like I said, transport nutrients, helps transport waste products in and out of the cells. It is necessary for all digestion, absorptive, circulation. I mean, people out there talking, oh, my legs feels numb, on and on. You probably don't have enough water in the body to keep the blood at the right level, okay, to keep things able to move around, okay, things like that. All right, so it's also necessary for the utilization, for you to be able to use water-soluble vitamin. So you see people popping a lot of vitamins, oh, I'm taking care of myself, and then they're not drinking enough water. Come on now. How are those vitamins or whatever you're taking, how is it going to be dispersed around in the body? It's got to be, it's got to have water in the body to move those things around. All right. So also it's needed for the maintenance of proper body temperature. Did you hear me? Yes, your body temperature, whether it's hot weather or whether it's cold weather, you need the right amount of water in the body. You have to be correctly hydrated to maintain your body temperature. You don't, that's dangerous. That's not good for the body. That's not being optimized to have big swings in your body temperature, or not be able to stay warm when it's cold, or not be able to stay cool when it's hot. All right. And by drinking an adequate amount of water each day. Now, first thing you probably think, what's an adequate amount of water for me? Yes, it does vary, not only person to person by their body weight, okay, but it can vary even for you. Are you having an active day? You're out in the hot sun. Are you having a more passive day? But at the bare minimum, what you can do is however many pounds you weigh, divide that in half. So let's say you weigh 150 pounds, okay? You divide that in half, that's 75. 75 ounces is the minimum amount of water you should intake in a day. And that's on a day when you're just kind of sitting around, you're not in extreme weather. And I always say, for me, I think I do so much better when I drink as close to a gallon a day as possible. And who knows, if I'm playing tennis and it's 105 degrees outside, I probably need more, right? Because you're sweating things out, etc. So I'm also going to talk about other ways, depending on activity level, good things to also hydrate with. But never can you totally replace, in my opinion, water in the body with some other substance. Water is so important, all right? So you can ensure that your body has all it needs to maintain good health if you at least have half your body weight in ounces of water. And I always say a little more, depending on the weather and your activity level. Okay, so now, what happens if you're a bit dehydrated or severely dehydrated? Let's take a look at a chart that kind of explains and shows us some things that happen to the body. All right, so the first chart on your left talks about mild to moderate dehydration. Dry, sticky mouth. Some people, what do they do? Go get a stick of gum, go gargle. You need some water. Drink some water. Did you ever think about being sleepy or tired? My children used to always tell me, first thing I'd say, did you have enough water today? When they complain about this or that when they were younger, I'd say, then they say, Mama, everything can't be water. I'm saying, but it's where you start. It's where you start, because you're not sure. You may be dehydrated. Remember, if you're 2/3 water, water is extremely important. All right? Dry skin. Headaches. Yeah, you get headaches. What's one of the first things that happen? I used to live in Tucson, Arizona. And before I got hip to the click, I would be looking for understanding why I might be getting a headache, right? Before I realized I had to always have some water, because, you know, it's really hot and dry there. Different from, say, someplace like Atlanta where it can get hot, but it's humid. Both places, you still need a good amount of water all the time. And one of the first things that happens when you are dehydrated is you start to get a little bit of a headache, because, again, you don't have the right amount of water in the body for your blood pressure to stay correct, for your brain to be supported totally the way it should, etc. Okay, so constipation. Oh my gosh. Big one in America. People constipated all the time. Quite often, it's water. They're not drinking enough water. And say if you're on a vegetarian vegan diet or lifestyle, you're eating a lot more fiber, right? You need that water. Say you're not a vegan or vegetarian, you eat a lot of meat. You need that water, because meat does not have any fiber in it to help it move out of the body. You've got to make sure that you drink plenty of water. Analogy I like to use is your kitchen floor, right? You drop things on the floor, you spill water, da da da. What if you never mopped your floor? Or if you took a towel when you need a bucket and a mop, right? That's similar to what happens in the body. You're putting substances in, every cell is doing its thing. It needs to, every cell, however many trillion cells our body's made of, each one has to release waste. It has to exhaust, so to speak, like your car, constantly. So breathing, sweating, just being alive, you need that hydration for everything. Remember, every function in the body to be optimized. All right, dizziness or lightheadedness. Again, if you're in the desert and you get dehydrated, one of the first things that happens is your balance. You start getting dizzy, lightheaded, headaches. And I remember walking home once in Tucson. I was carrying some bags. It was hot. You know, I was out calling myself, getting some exercise, and I didn't hydrate properly. I had to stop in my tracks. Fortunately, I had a bottle of water with me. Drank the bottle of water. Bam. Fine. Just fine. When a moment ago, I was getting ready to feel like, oh gosh, somebody's going to come scrape me off the sidewalk, right? Okay. Somebody crying and can't produce tears, right? They're going through whatever is happening. And you know, you're looking at them like, oh my gosh, they're upset and emotions. Where are the tears, right? Probably a true sign that they're very dehydrated. Minimum urine. Come on now. You got to, if you're putting things in, you got to release, and you got to make enough, make sure that you're drinking enough, staying hydrated enough so that you can go to the restroom and help remove those waste out of the body. Dry, cool skin, muscle cramps. Can you believe that? Yeah, muscle cramps and not enough water, because again, for your muscles to contract and relax, they need that hydration. Remember, every function in the body. Okay, let's look at what happens with severe dehydration. All right, extreme thirst. When you get extremely thirsty, you've been dehydrated for a while. You've gone beyond a dry mouth. Now you've got an extreme thirst, and that is not good. Irritability and confusion. Yes, even sometimes with children. It's because they're thirsty, or their body's letting them know you need to put some water in here, right? Sunken eyes, someone who just is going around dehydrated all the time. Dry skin that doesn't bounce back when you pinch it. Your skin inside, you're starting to dry out, right? Low blood pressure. Makes sense, right? You're 2/3 water. You got to have enough water in there to keep your blood pressure optimized. Rapid heartbeat. Not good, right? Water. Rapid breathing. No tears again when crying. Fever, right? How's the body going to maintain its temperature? Remember, every function in the body, every function, including maintaining the right body temperature. Little or no urination again, any urine color that is darker than usual. In serious cases, delirium or unconsciousness. You know, you've seen those westerns of people lost somewhere without water. All of a sudden, they can't think straight. All of a sudden, now they're hallucinating, right? They're seeing hallucination things in front of them and stuff like that. Not good. Make sure to get that water in, all right? All right, so let's go and look at the benefits of coconut water. Yeah, I said coconut water. These are young coconuts. I love them. You ever heard that song, put that lime in the coconut? Well, all you do, chop off the top of that, and actually the coconut is in a big green husk. It's been chopped down like this because it's less to ship it. Fantastic nutrition. Let's go through some points on why that coconut water is a wonderful way to rehydrate yourself. Remember, you still need some good fresh spring water, okay? But coconut water is fabulous. It's kind of like nature's glass of water, okay? It aids in weight loss efforts, yeah, because it's nourishing, it's filling, it's got, doesn't have a lot of calories, but it's got fiber. It's really good. It really is satisfying without getting something that's full of sugar or whatever. And if you can't get the fresh coconut, you can find some products that are available. Just make sure it doesn't say coconut or sugar first and then coconut water, or coconut water and sugar. You do not need to add any sugar to the coconut water. You might as well be drinking a soda if you're going to have the coconut water and they've added a lot of sugar to it. So you don't want anything except the pure coconut water if you can't find a fresh one and you're choosing a packaged coconut water, okay? So number 2, everybody wants picture perfect skin, right? Healthy skin. And a great way to help do that is, again, with the water and the coconut water. So it helps a lot, as you can put it on the skin as well as take it in the body, right? For great looking skin. All right, you can see here that it's also great for helping you stay young looking, and we all want to stay nice and young looking, right? Have that supple skin, healthy skin, etc. Okay, number 3, the ultimate hangover remedy. That's right, alcohol dehydrates the body. This is a great way to rehydrate the body. It's got electrolytes in it, all that good stuff that will help the body recover, because, you know, people may like to drink, but it has consequences on the body. It's hard on the body. This is a wonderful, wonderful natural thing to use to help recover from that type of thing. Okay. Next, it helps with digestion. A lot of people eating a lot of things that don't agree with them, or they're just having problems with their digestion. So coconut water, half hour before you eat. Remember, you don't drink anything when you're eating, because you want your stomach acids to stay strong and be able to digest whatever you're eating. So you don't drink while you're eating, and you don't drink too close to after you've eaten. When you eat a meal, you want to make sure you're hydrated, okay? So you want to drink no closer to, say, a half hour before you're going to eat, 15 minutes at the minimum. And then an hour, preferably 2 hours after you eat, so that your digestion goes spot on, all right? So hydration, hydration, hydration. Great way to rehydrate, especially after working out. If I've gone out and bike rode or played tennis, or it's just hot, it's just summertime and I'm just perspiring, whatever, great way to rehydrate. You're not going to, you know, those energy drinks or those things like Gatorade, all that stuff, not really good for you, because what happens is they've got coloring in them, they've got sugar in them, they've got preservatives in them. Need I go on? This from nature, perfect, right? Because this has been made, this has a certain formula, and it's made with that formula all the time. It may vary. Sometimes the color of the water out of the coconut may vary a little, because it just depends on where it was grown and that type of variety of coconut type of thing, okay? But otherwise, fantastic. Potassium, all kinds of things to help your body recover and rehydrate, right? Okay, how about reducing blood pressure? All right. So the electrolytes help with you keeping your blood pressure stabilized in the right place. So it's great for helping with that. Sounds like a miracle drink, doesn't it? And it really, really is, because it's got a lot of good things, but it doesn't come with all those other things that the processed drinks do. All right. All right. How about this? I'll bet you'll find this hard to believe. Do you know that when soldiers were fighting, was it World War I, I think, in the Pacific theater, fighting there in the islands, and it was hard to get supplies, medical supplies. Do you know that your coconut water, yep, I said coconut water, is so compatible with your blood that they actually used it intravenously? Don't believe me? Research it. They used it intravenously. That means sticking a needle and going from this in a bag with coconut water and putting it directly into the body of injured soldiers to help them stay hydrated till they could get somewhere and get medical attention and such. You know, that's how compatible it is with our blood. Tell me, does that not sound like something that is a perfect fluid for our body, if it's that compatible with our blood that it could be put into your vein intravenously when, say, there's not supply of blood or plasma or something like that to save a life. That is super fabulous to me. I actually have another list I'd like to show you that has, that's the last one on there, right? I have another list to show you that has a few other reasons why coconut water, young coconut water, is fabulous for you. Now, I'm not talking about the hard brown, kind of brown, look like a small bowling ball kind of coconuts. I'm talking about the young ones that have very little in them, and that's how they age. At first, the coconut has, when it's up on the tree and really young, it doesn't have anything in it but water. Then it has a little jelly, so to speak, as it's getting older, and that's what's going to start forming the coconut meat. As it gets even older, the coconut meat gets thicker and the water is reduced, okay, the coconut water. And at some point, the coconut gets really up in age. There's a lot of coconut meat in it, and there's coconut milk in it. And then at some point, there's nothing in it but a thick, dry coconut flesh. But I'm talking about doing the young coconut when there's water, when it's just good, pure water. Okay, isn't that something? Coconut water is mostly water. So isn't that fabulous? You're not getting too much fat or salt or any of those kinds of things. None of that processed stuff like colors and dyes and all of that. So you know it's phenomenal for your body. It's 95% water, which is probably why it's just, ooh, me and my husband, we could just drink a case each in a day, right? We just love it. 2, low in calories. Yep, I said low in calories. So it's a tasty drink, it's super nutritious, and it's low in calories. Sounds like win, win, win to me. All right. All right. It contains potassium, right? That is one of those things we sweat out a lot. That's why your perspiration, you know, your sweat, a little bead of sweat runs your mouth. You're out running or walking fast or whatever, and you start perspiring. That's why your sweat tastes salty, because you're not just sweating out water, you're sweating out minerals and things. That's just how that process works to keep you cool. That's how that engine runs, so you can sweat, get wet, and keep your body temperature at a good place, right? Not overheat. So it contains magnesium also. Wow. Potassium and magnesium, that is fantastic. Those are 2 very important minerals for the body, and so you're putting them back in by doing that coconut water. It also contains copper. That's right. You know, copper is really, really important in terms of being a cofactor for many other things that go on in the body. Yes, we need 90 nutrients a day, right? Everything from copper to calcium, vitamin A, We need minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and essential fatty acids, okay? And so if you don't get all of those things, everything's out of balance, because everything needs cofactors. So you can't say, I'm just going to go pop some calcium pills because I want to keep my bones strong. Calcium doesn't work like that. You need vitamin D, you need magnesium, you need other things that help that calcium to be absorbed and used by the body, right? So the minerals and things that you get from the coconut water, fantastic. And it also contains cytokinins, okay? People don't know that. You're like, okay, what did she just say? I better spell it, but you can see it on the screen. Little known, yet highly beneficial compounds. They're always learning out about more and more stuff about the body, new substances, new pathways, the way things work, the way things break down, always learning new stuff. Now, these compounds are found in coconut water. Isn't that fabulous? And science is showing that helps to slow down the development of cancer, right? And anything that can help with that is fabulous. Other fabulous thing, and I'll have to do a whole show talking about this. Coconut water has antioxidants. You've probably heard a lot about that. A lot of times you just hear people saying, well, eat the dark fruit or eat the dark greens because they have more antioxidants. So antioxidants are kind of like your soldiers that go after free radicals. Free radicals cause a lot of damage in the body. So antioxidants are phenomenal, are fantastic, because they help to combat that. Now, at the same time, we don't want to keep eating the stuff that's causing the free radicals, and then at the same time say, well, I'm going to go consume a whole lot of antioxidants to help combat those things. We're going to learn here together about how to stay really balanced, optimized by consuming the right things, so we don't have to have a whole lot of soldiers looking for the bad things that cause problems in the body. So coconut water is one of those things, okay? So it can help you with that, all right? So we're talking about coconut water. It just is a win-win-win, right? Where have I talked about it causes a problem for the body? I haven't said one place where coconut water causes a problem for the body. As a matter of fact, I will be coming out with a baby formula for babies that are transitioning from mother's milk, which is the perfect food for babies, but once it's time to transition them, I'm coming up with a formula that's very, very delicious and nutritious. And one of my secret ingredients is going to be this baby right here. That's right. This is the perfect, one of the perfect hydration and nutrient-dense foods. So you know we got to give it to our future, right? Babies are our future. So remember, water, plenty of water, but you can also use coconut water to rehydrate, because it's got nutrients, it's low in calories. Did I say anything about high sugar content like all those other drinks on the market? No. No dyes, no preservatives. This preserves it. And if I'm correct, I believe you can drink the water out of these coconuts well over a year. If you went and found a coconut that fell out of a tree, the water in it would still be good a year later. It's that well protected, and I think even longer than that, okay? So, and remember I said if you're going to choose to get a product, coconut water that is in a bottle, and I would suggest a bottle versus a can, to make sure that the first or second ingredient is not sugar. As a matter of fact, I say don't even buy it if it has sugar in it. That's not why you're buying it. You're buying it to nourish the body. So don't put anti-nutrition in there. And sugar is anti-nutrition. It's not good for the body, causes problems. It takes away from the body. On this show, we're going to learn all about not getting in the body's way and making sure to always nourish the body really well. Okay, so let me also end by saying that I've got a fabulous, easy, delicious smoothie recipe. So get your pen and paper out. It's really easy. It is so easy. Matter of fact, throw that pen and paper away. You won't even need it. You take one of these beautiful, delicious, heaven-sent coconuts. You open it. Now, I guess I didn't talk really much about that. My technique, and my husband always gets a little nervous because I bring out this big butcher knife, and the only thing we butcher are coconuts, young coconuts with it. And I chop on 4 sides of this crown, this peak here. I just chop into that and pull that plug out. Some people use a drill. Yeah, I said an electrical or a handheld drill with a clean drill bit and drill in. You might have to drill into 2 places so that there's air pressure, and just pour that water out. Okay, then I split my coconut in half with my cleaver, and I scrape out whatever flesh is in coconut meat in the coconut. Okay, sometimes it'll be just a thin film, sometimes it'll be a little thicker, you know, maybe an 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch thick. I scrape all of that out, put all of that in the blender. Okay, the coconut water, the flesh from the coconut. Now, you can either just blend that up and have something that tastes better than a vanilla milkshake, or you can toss some other things in there if you like. Say a banana, some blueberries, whatever is your choice, or either some raw cacao powder. That's my husband's favorite. He's a cacao fiend. He loves anything that's chocolatey. So, and just blend that up. Now, you didn't hear me say anything about an added sweetener. To me, it's sweet enough. Now, if it's not sweet enough for you, you may even want to add a little bit of agave or a little bit of coconut sugar, something like that. But what I'm trying to get people to do is to eat less sweeteners, right? Because those are hard on the body. We eat way too many sweet things anyway. I mean, added sweetness. try getting used to the flavor of just the coconut, because the water is delicious, just tastes a touch sweet without adding anything to it. The fat and that meat is fatty from the coconut, so you have a nice feel, more flavor added. You can add something to that or just go with it as it is. It's delicious, okay? So that's our smoothie raw vegan soul food recipe for today. Oh, I forgot to mention cinnamon. Cinnamon is delicious. If you like cardamom, you can put a little bit of cardamom in it. It'll be delicious, okay? And I'll share some more raw vegan soul food recipes using the coconut water and the coconut meat on future shows. So stay tuned, okay? Make sure you join us again next Tuesday, every Tuesday, 1:30 Pacific time. I look so forward to you joining me and sharing with you. I love you. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and don't forget to check out our sponsors. We're so glad, all in one press kit. Please check them out. That gives you power in social media like you would not believe. All right, enjoy. Peace and blessings all.